Y'all ever put something in your mouth that makes it impossible to smile? Like, no matter, like, you could try hard, but regardless, the second it's in your mouth, your body instinctually frowns. I started my job back in November of 2023. I was in college, so I was working part-time. I'd show up a couple times a week. And my favorite part about the job, hands down, was that it included free coffee and snacks. As a college student, I didn't have much of either. It also had soda in the fridge, which was awesome too. But yeah, every time I'd show up to work, I'd have the coffee, and the snacks would basically be my lunch for the day. It'd usually be either little things of candy. Sometimes there'd be crackers, or sometimes we'll have cheese. We'll have snacks, and that'll usually be my lunch. And so every now and then my boss will bring me in free lunch, which I think helps me more than he realizes. Like, it's no big deal to him. He literally just will bring me leftovers, but like, that feeds me. That's so helpful, and I'm very grateful. But a couple of months ago, I drink my coffee black. I'm really not picky at all. I'll put cream and sugar in it too, like, I don't mind. But I just drink it black because I drink, now that I'm full-time and I'm there 7 to 9 hours a day, I'll drink 4 or 5 cups of coffee. And I just drink it black because I don't want the calories. And I don't mind the taste. But a couple of months ago, we got new K-Cups at work. Now, this is not an unusual thing. My boss will get a big box of like 100 K-Cups at, I think, Sam's Club. And it's pretty common for him to like kind of swap through different kinds of K-Cups. I don't think he's trying to, increase our increase our exposure to the different coffee cultures and the different, countries in which coffee is exported, the different countries in which we perhaps exploit workers for coffee. Like, he's not interested in trying new things. I think he just grabs the first thing he finds. And I've never had an issue with it. Again, I'm not a picky guy. He got coffee, I think it was Black Rifle coffee. Now, I don't think there is a coffee company that is really political, and it's not that one. And so if Black Rifle is that, which I feel like it is, maybe it's Black Point coffee. Maybe that's what it is. It's not a political thing, I don't think. But I know there's a political coffee out there. This stuff is nasty. I drink it every day because I have to, because I need coffee. And I stopped trying to do the energy drink thing. I still do on occasion, but like, that stuff will kill you. And so I don't want to die. You feel me? You feel me? You might not, to be honest with you, and I don't know if I do, but I drink that coffee anyway, and it's disgusting. And I've complained about it to other people, but I've never brought it up to my boss. And I could. It would not be that big of a deal. I'd be like, dude, I don't know what it is in these new K-Cups, but I'm not a fan. And he probably just wouldn't get them anymore. So, like, this is a problem in my life I could solve. But I don't do that. It's not, perhaps it is a confrontation thing. It probably is a little bit of a confrontation thing. Part of it is a lack of really caring. But part of it is not knowing, I have a couple other coworkers. There's 5 of us who work there. Maybe they like it. I mean, I've kind of been waiting for them to say something, and they haven't said anything. I see them stick that pod. I see them shove that pod right down that Keurig throat all day, every day, baby. And they don't say nothing. They shove that K-Cup down its throat. It squirts it out, and then they drink it. And so I think they like it, or I think maybe they haven't thought about it. And so maybe what I need to do is I need to start with them. No, but then the problem, I think, I don't want to do that either. And I don't quite know why I don't want to do that. Maybe I think just if I'm like, this isn't very good, and they're like, oh, I like it, or I didn't really notice. And then it's like, well, kill me, I guess. That, I think I'm worried about that kind of conversation where I open up my heart to a coworker. I don't know if this new coffee is very good, right? I'm spilling my soul. and then they don't reciprocate it, I mean that's pain right there. That is pain. And so I have all of this kind of built up emotion and frustration, and it would be very easy to solve this issue in my life. There are a lot of problems in my life that I really can't solve, or that would be much more difficult to solve. This is an easy thing. I could cross this thing off the checklist, but I don't, and so it builds towards my frustration at life. And there's going to come a point in time when I need to release this frustration with a crime. It's just the facts. I'm just going to have to commit some sort of... It's probably going to have to be an act of violence. I don't think that, like scamming or mail fraud or petty crimes, that's not going to do it. I'm going to have to be violent. And it breaks my heart. It does. Just to even say that. Because I know a lot of people have experienced violence in their own life. That sucks. That's horrible. I don't want to do that to somebody. You see this crossroads that I'm at? I don't want to be violent, and I don't want to solve this minor problem in my life. And those are the two options. I'm pretty sure. I've been thinking about this for a while. I cannot think of another option. So, yeah. Life is all about choices and making decisions. And I was having a conversation with an artist the other day. She said she has a song. I'm a big fan of hers, and I got the chance to interview her. And she has a song that says, "It's the mistakes that make you wise." And I kind of wanted to learn more about that idea. And so she continued to talk about it. And the idea of kind of how the mistakes you make, people will tell you about mistakes, and other people will tell you the things you should and shouldn't do. And you try to learn from other people's mistakes so you don't make them yourselves. But it's when you make those mistakes, that's when they really resonate with you. How did we get here? What happened? I know I'm gonna become better. I'm gonna get better at making choices, and you'd like to think that over time I'm gonna make less mistakes as I learn and grow as a human being. And so part of that means I'm giving myself a little bit of grace. I don't want to be too hard on myself, because I think for me I'm telling someone who can already be hard on themselves, and so being too hard on myself, I find that to be unproductive. Really what I'm getting at is whichever choice I end up making within the next couple of hours of, am I going to confront this or be violent? It is a tough choice. And I'm not quite sure which one is the correct one to make. But regardless of the choice I make, I'm going to give myself grace in that. Because I'm still learning and I'm still growing as an individual.